name is Dylan Molfinger. I'm with the City of Oelwein. Today we're going to discuss the Oelwein budget cuts that will be voted on by City Council on October 13th, 2025. Why are we here? Revenues have been somewhat stagnant as we have seen major changes to Iowa property taxes. This has caused some of our plans that have been scheduled in the past to not happen, and so we're looking at different ways that we can make reductions in our budget to meet the current revenues we have. This is not new to the city, as we went through a series of cuts in 2016 and 2017. Local government seems to make big plans and then major changes occur that are unpredictable. Also, we have operating costs have risen significantly, especially since 2020. This affects our operations greatly, and our revenues are no longer able to keep up with those operations. Work has already been done. We have not filled a police position. We've held off through retirements or people leaving the city. We've raised building permit fees. We cut the fixed base operator position that was at the airport. We have raised cemetery fees, making it less of a loss operation out there at the cemetery. We did make cuts to the fire equipment line, and a library page position was eliminated. We have seen increases in revenue at the pool concession, which has helped our pool. This has been presented to City Council several times. We go into budget work sessions so that the council can ask questions, put priorities to staff, and really look at the options that are presented in front of them. And so all of these were discussed and put in front of the City Council: the police patrol position, the park and cemetery part-time workers, library funding, code enforcement officer, community development admin assistant, and city hall reorganization. All these were in great detail in the packets that were provided to the City Council. The goal is to make sure that the city continues to operate and have a healthy reserve in case of significant emergencies. This table in front of you shows if the city were to cut $0 versus $100,000, $200,000, $390,000 in the general fund. It shows what the ending balance would be each year should they make the cuts. The goal for the city was $390,000, as this would put the general fund in a good position over the next 3 to 4 years. The cuts would actually start at the general fund level and then would go towards local option sales tax and franchise fees. All these reductions would just continue to help the city operate at a level that ensures each year can meet the requirements put out by the City Council. What are they actually voting on? City Council, through these work sessions, made a list of priorities and made strategic moves within the organization that have to be voted on and set in place so that city staff can implement them. We will be retaining the code enforcement position. We'll also be retaining road funding when available from local option sales tax and franchise fees. We will be removing the administrative assistant position from community development. We'll be removing a police patrol position. Both of these positions I just discussed are currently vacant, and so we will just be removing those from the current budget. We'll also be removing one cemetery and one park part-time employee. These employees are hired each year, and so we will be working on having less of a crew next year in both of those departments. And we'll be eliminating $30,000 from library funding. The city only allocates library funding. They do not dictate how the library spends it. The library has their own board. That is through the State Code of Iowa. Several other measures are being done to cut cost. One of those is new phones starting in September of 2025. That's being implemented as we speak. Lower cost internet. We're going to try and hook up to fiber in all the facilities that are available. Drop the big leaf in buildings that did a lot of our internet trafficking. We also want to work to lower attorney fees. We plan on less mowing with prairie plantings. The city has over 100 acres of mowable land every year, and we want to reduce that amount. No downtown hanging baskets. Those are watered every day throughout the summer, and changing that will greatly reduce the amount of cost we have in those. We want to remove downtown streetscape when applicable. Also, again, another big maintenance issue. Looking at reducing city cell phones, canceling the snow text alerts. Those have been underutilized as we have tried to get people to sign up, but we're unable to do so. We originally wanted to fund the farmers market, but ended up pulling back on that agreement. We want to reduce the junk house removal from 50,000 to 60,000. This will slow down us removing homes from Oelwein that are not livable. We also moved the sticker item costs from the local option sales tax to the landfill fund. Where does this put us? Unfortunately, with the cuts, we still fall short by 100,000. It'll require us to revisit this within the next year or two so that we're still on track to provide positive operations for the city. We'll also need to continue to use reserves, but we want to make sure that's not the option every year. Reserves are healthy as we have had good budget practices throughout the last several years, but we just want to make sure that we're not continuing to use those supplement operations. If you want to learn more, you're encouraged to find our work session, which was September 22nd, 2025, and look over the presentation that was included on our website. We also encourage input from community members at the City Council meetings. Each community member has 3 minutes to talk to the City Council. Remember, the City Council votes on the budget cuts October 13th. Thank you for your time.